What's up, everyone? It's BranToast75 bringing you some free-for-all on Fallen from Modern Warfare 3. Alright, so just to start things off, I'm going to be using the M4A1 with red dot sight, silencer, hard line, sleight of hand, steady aim, blah blah blah, Semtex, flash grenades, and I'm running the specialist. Using some, I think it's quick draw, extreme conditioning, and I have no idea. Not the point of this video. This is just kind of a backdrop, so you know, watch it if you will. I don't believe I win, but I'm not the best Modern Warfare 3 player, and the TV I play on is ultra super duper small and non-HD in any way whatsoever. But today I'm gonna bring here, let me rephrase that. I'm going to be starting a new series called Get to Know the Director, or Know the Director, or anyway, I'll figure it out later. But this series is going to be about, you know, getting to know the director, being able to become closer to the director who you are listening to, and that way you can kind of feel about where this guy is coming from, or woman, who we may be able to recruit a woman at some point, and whoever these people are that you're listening to, so that way you can kind of get a feel of who these people are, what they do, why they do it, and how they all started, and blah 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 blah. So, I guess I'll just start from the beginning about myself. I'll give you my history of gameplay, commentating, and video gaming, and all that. Well, my first video game system was a PlayStation 1. And, actually, no, it wasn't. My very first video game system was a Sega Genesis. And I was pretty far behind on the whole console era. It was technically my dad's. But I definitely played the shit out of Sonic and, there's Sonic Pinball too. And some other driving games that were fun as hell. Sega Genesis was definitely one of the not much big impacts on my life. Yes, it definitely made me love Sonic the Hedgehog a whole lot. And especially Tails. Tails is the shit. What's up? But Sega Genesis didn't play a whole part of my life since it practically broke when I was about 8. So, but from starting at about 5 to 8, I've had some good years with that Sega Genesis. Just playing Sonic and getting all this. Oh, Mortal Kombat. Oh yes, that was the game. So, but the next console I got was a PlayStation 1, and again, technically it was my dad's, but you all know how kids are. They technically go and claim their parents' stuff. So I'm about maybe 9 at this point, and my dad got a PlayStation 1. Actually, I'm probably even younger than this. I'm getting my ages mixed up, so who cares? I'm going to assume I'm about 8 or 9 when we get this PlayStation 1. And the very first games that we had for this thing were Driver, Abe's Odyssey, what was that one game? Oh, Gran Turismo 1, the very first one. That was definitely the game I played. And the number one game I played on the PlayStation was Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back. Now, I managed to complete that game about 80 times. You know, I'm exaggerating, but I've completed it a lot, so I have to say I've completed about 25 times. Remember, I once timed myself to how fast I could beat that game, and it took me about 3 to 4 hours to beat the whole Crash Bandicoot 2 game from start to finish. And you have to remember, I'm like 9 at this time. So yeah, so, and I played a lot of Spyro. My love for Spyro just came from the PlayStation 1. I had Spyro the Dragon, Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage, Spyro 3 Year of the Dragon, and then I got Spyro 4 Enter the Dragonfly. And then after Dragonfly, the Spyro games were just so damn stupid, it wasn't even worth even getting any of the rest of them. It's like a Hero's Legend or something. But yeah, so that wasn't, Spyro was great, but after 4, it was just absolutely horrible. So then we eventually got a PlayStation 2, and I believe I'm about 10, or I'm about 11 or 12 when we get this PlayStation 2. And my dad was the happiest bastard alive. Like, he opened it up on his birthday, and there it was, the new PlayStation 2. all shiny and good smelling. And again, this is where I kind of took over. The main games I played on the PlayStation 2 were, of course, Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy X-2. Final Fantasy X has to be one of my most favorite games today. Like, there's no game that can beat it. I have not found a game that beats it. Final Fantasy 13, fuck that shit. That shit's horrible. Final Fantasy 12, awful. So, Final Fantasy X is the best. And then we stumbled upon this game that my uncle let me play, or borrow for a while. It's called Shadow of Destiny. It's you can go look it up later, but it's basically about this guy named Ike, who I believe is in Germany or so. And there's this guy, and there's this kid out to kill him, and he has to go back in time or whatever and try to do things to prevent his past. But depending on the choices you make, it either helps you or goes against you. So you can end up either dying in the end or living in the end. You never know. So I've ended up beating that game so many times, getting every single ending and all the extra endings, and that has to be one of my most favorite games. But Final Fantasy X definitely takes the cake. So for a good span until about 8th grade, where I'm about 13 or so, I was a PlayStation fanboy. I defended PlayStation until the end. Like, Xbox, you had nothing on Xbox. There was just, what the hell is Xbox? It was just some box of X. This was the PlayStation. This is where you fucking play. Bitch, it's a station of games and awesomeness. Yeah. Oh, and Guitar Hero 2 is what started my whole Guitar Hero love. Yeah, so, but then one day, upon stumbling around the internet, you know I'm gonna get to this, I came across this series called Red vs. Blue. Aha. Now this is where my love for Halo started. I watched Red vs. Blue, episode 1 till, hell, they just recently finished season 9 and not too long ago. So, yeah, I've been watching Red vs. Blue since forever. I was a little bit late when Red vs. Blue was out, but I was still roughly around the same time era. But Red vs. Blue is what switched me from being a PlayStation fanboy to just loving gaming in general. The Xbox, like, I defended PlayStation 3. I've never even played the damn system at the time, and I was defending it like, man, fuck Xbox 360. PlayStation 3's the shit. Yeah, you can clearly see how I changed. So that's what got me into Xbox. The main fact for Halo was Lord and man, that's faggot camping here. It just pissed me off the whole damn game. But yeah, so Halo definitely did my love for. Wow, yeah, really, I'm about to get into the game. Anyway, I'm just gonna keep talking. Screw it. But so, yeah, so it's what got my love into Halo. So I went and got an Xbox 360 for the Christmas of '08. And Halo 3 was the very first Xbox game I had, along with what's that one game? Fallout 3, Time Shift, Fear. I went and got in Call of Duty World at War in February of '09. But yeah, so that was the shit, and I loved it. But so yeah, so basically what got me into the whole commentating thing, I originally started off trying to make machinima. If you are aware of RB in Chief, the guy who does that, Digital Fear, or John Graham or John CJG, excuse me, I need a cough. I apologize. But John CJG is what got me in the love of machinima. If you go onto my director's channel, you can see the series that I tried to start off. They never really got past the introduction. So, like, I had a first one. It was called Worst Thought. It was a story about these people who are gonna have to face their greatest fears to find out the truth or whatever. It sounds a little bit kind of like X Factor, now that I think about it, or whatever that is. Fear Factor, that's it, not X Factor. But yeah, so originally I got into the whole machinima thing. Well, that eventually didn't work out because I was shit at storytelling. And at this point, I only had a Dazzle, which is actually what you're watching now. It's S-video quality, so it's pretty good. So I only had a Dazzle. I had a crappy $6 microphone from Radio Shack, and I'm gonna keep talking. Fuck this. I'll just put some pictures up or something. So I had a crappy $6 microphone from whatchamacallit, Radio Shack, and I eventually just yeah, so I started producing. I had wrote out at least 3 episodes of script. Worst script ever. It was fake. It was bad. It was just not realistic at all. And I believe I'm about 13, 14 or so. And so I started writing machinima, and my machinima was just god-awful. And so I produced a few intros, and I fully made the full episode of Worst Thought, but I never rendered it because after going through and listening through the whole thing, it was just so bad. It was monotone, and I just could not get myself to talk normally, and the thing didn't have any kind of pop filter or anything, so you always hear the P's and all that garbage. And so I just eventually just like gave up on machinima. So then just browsing on the interwebs again, I come across a man named Sean010728. I believe that's his name. You know him as Hutch. I watched a shitload of his videos. I watched practically about every single Call of Duty video he's ever put up. So after going and watching Hutch, I ran across C-Nanners. C-Nanners has to be one of my most favorite commentators ever. And then I went and I eventually discovered Blame Truth and Tabes and X-Jaws and just all these big commentators or whatever. And I just watched all their Call of Duty videos. And eventually I was like, wait, I can do this. So I went and I grabbed my crappy microphone and wait, no. I was using a Turtle Beach X1 headset. So I was using that as the microphone. I went and I just recorded some of my mediocre Call of Duty gameplay, and then my very first gameplay commentary is actually still up on my channel. And so it was just, my first video was absolutely horrible. Now the game itself was good. It was Modern Warfare 2 on whatever that rainy map was. I can't think of it, but it's a rainy map, blue, whatever. I talked about the Ground Zero mosque and all that. That was still an issue. And so then I eventually went and I broadened my horizon. I started recording Halo 3 gameplay, commentating over that. And so I have quite a few commentaries. I have about 2 Halos and about 3 Call of Duty commentaries. But then I went back and I was like, man, I just cannot get used to this whole talking to the mic thing because it all sounds like this. Hey, what's up, everyone? BranToast75 bringing you some commentary. We're playing free-for-all on Savage and whatever. Skid Row. Using Tar 20. Yeah, no, that's fucking boring. No, I didn't like that shit. So I eventually gave up for a while. And by the time I turned 16, I really became comfortable with talking to a microphone. Because in between this time, I just kept recording blank commentaries. I just been doing it, like just trying to become more enthusiastic. So I just got louder. I got faster. I just started being able to just put emotion into my words. Like, why can't I talk to a microphone the way I talk to my friends? So really what you're hearing is me in real life, just a little bit more faster to kind of keep things a little more entertaining. But what you're hearing is me. This is how I am. Like, I'm fast, I'm to the point, and everything. So I started getting back into it. So I believe I posted another commentary after my, a Black Ops update. And you can definitely feel the excitement that went from the one before it to that one because it was just so much better. And this just, I love commentating. It's fun. It's like, now me and my friend Javier, you know, was Evil Frost Yoko. We got together and we were like, okay, we want to do something fun. We want to do just something awesome that we just want to just do it, you know? So he came and was like, man, we should make a gaming channel. And I was like, all right, that sounds awesome. Because previously before this, I was skeptical on the idea because we originally had this podcast thing. It's called the Weekly Driftcast. It's where we talk about anything and everything, whatever comes to our minds. You may have heard of it? No, I didn't think so. Well, we gave that up. Our schedules just stopped fitting with each other because he has to go to work, and I have shit that I have to do, and I have to go to my dad's on certain days, and blah, 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 blah. Well, anyway, we just can never get with each other to record an episode. And so we just decided that we just got to drop this. The account is still up. The horrible podcasts are still there. So if you want to watch them, go ahead. The Weekly Driftcast. And so that's basically that. So then we just decided to make this gaming channel. And we recruited one of my friends, Dylan. His username is EasyPray. We're not exactly sure if he's with us yet because he's not making videos. And he's not informing us of when he is making a video. So we're just kind of having to guess. So I'm going to talk to him later today about it. But, so yeah, so that's basically my thing with commentating. So I originally started off with the name BranToast75, but then my account got banned for freaking trying to sell people stuff. It was a stupid abbreviation. Oh my god. Anyway, that's part of my life is done. So then I had asked my friend Javier, Evil Frost Yoko, if he could make me a new account because he still had free things that he can make that still had the 1 month trials and all that. So he made me a new account. And he named it BranToast56 because that was the number I was originally going with, or was going to go with. Well, he forgot to capitalize the B and the T in Bran and Toast. So I stuck with that for a little while, but I was like, I can't deal with this. So I went and I paid the 800 points to switch my name to BranToast75. Now that's been my name since May of 2010. So, I actually just came up on a year or whatever on this account that I'm using right now, and I love it. So, you all need to subscribe. You need to comment. I want to hear about your gaming history. Leave me video responses. Leave me the whole shebang, because I would love to listen to it. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. I want to hear your thoughts on whatever. Ask me questions, because I have a few series ideas in mind where users would write in questions or whatever, kind of like what Wings of Redemption does and Woody's Gamertag. Man, I love Woody's Gamertag. Like, no homo, but I would have his babies. That was so gay. But yeah, no, dude, he's my favorite commentator. Like, you know how Woody has Mail Monday and Wings of Redemption has Fail Friday? Well, I want to have something like that. Because I think being able to ask people questions would just be great. To answer questions about anything. So yeah, so leave a comment, leave a video response, like, subscribe, do all that, and peace out.